Hi, folks, and welcome to week number 2. We're really getting into content now. You're going to see we've got 2 turn-in dates this week. Again, that's going to be pretty typical over the course of the semester. Some weeks we might only have 1, but by and large, we're going to have 2. So for Monday, watch the week 2 video. You're doing that right now. Complete popular and scholarly sources. That's a whole folder worth of content. I'll show you that in a second. A lot of this week is going to be like sort of looking at, reading, engaging with content, and then doing a little bit of work. So it's going to feel a little bit more reading heavy, video heavy than many other weeks will, but it's actually kind of less work heavy in terms of stuff you need to turn in. So there's a little trade-off there. I want you to begin research discussion number 1, okay? Now, there's some sub-points under there. Please take a look at those. I'm going to walk you through that in the folder in just a second. All right. And then by Thursday, August 31st, look over the plagiarism materials, look over the Essay 1 assignment, and complete the writing annotations, okay? All of these, again, are separate folders this week. It's probably like just sort of content-wise the biggest week of the term. Now, if we go down here, you're going to see all these folders. If any of them appear to not have anything in them, it's because they're closed. They do open and close. Use that little triangle button there. So popular scholarly sources. What we have here are 3 links. One brief, short chapter, just a couple pages on popular, professional, and scholarly sources. A quick video on the difference between popular and scholarly sources from the Jessup Library. And then finally, how to read a scholarly article from Western University, okay? This is really important. Students often come to me and say, I'm really struggling with reading these scholarly articles. I don't know how you expect us to do this. Pay attention to this video. One of the things it points out is we don't read them top to bottom, okay? It gives you a strategy for reading scholarly articles. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. We're going to open this next one, popular and scholarly discussions. Your first research discussion, okay? So I want you to read 2 short articles here. Amanda Harper's long-term high-dose vitamin B6, B12 use associated with increased lung cancer risk among men. It's a like 1-page press release from The Ohio State University. And then this podcast called Undiscovered, This Headline Might Kill You. It's about 30 minutes, so kind of budget your time for this. You can click the link. If you guys are podcast fans and you've got a podcast app on your phone or you want to download one, you want to listen to it while you're in the car, exercising, whatever, like it's a great opportunity to multitask. I'm a big fan of listening to podcasts when I drive, so I use a number of them during the course of the semester. I think it's a great way to get some cool information and keep you thinking while you're working. Then there is a research discussion. I want to go in here just because it's our first research discussion and show you how it works. All right, so I'm going to put you guys into groups. I'm hoping you guys are going to be in this group for the entire semester, okay? My goal is we got four groups, and my goal is to keep you guys working in one group for the entire semester, so you kind of get to know a handful of people rather than the entire class not very well, okay? So we read the press release, and then we listened to this podcast. That podcast talks about the press release you guys are reading, okay? And other news articles about the research as well. But I'm just kind of wanting to give you one piece for a little bit of context here. So as a group, I want you to discuss, explain in your own words, what the press release got wrong about the scholarly research and whose fault is it that the popular article isn't clear or accurate. Okay, this is an interesting thing. We've got a popular article in terms of this press release, and there are also a lot of popular articles in the terms of news articles that are referenced in the podcast. Whose fault is it that those aren't clear? Whose responsibility is it? So I want you to write a post with some of the things the press release didn't clearly explain, or if you feel like these things have already been shared by your colleagues in your group, respond to their posts clarifying, adding, or criticizing the things that were noted. Okay, I'm hoping to see a little bit of back and forth here. I try not to assign just like comment on 2 of your peers' posts because I don't think that generates good discussion, but pay attention and see where you want to go in and clarify, add, or critique the things that your classmates have noted. Okay, so that folder is the popular scholarly sources as well as the research discussion, round 1. So check. The introduction to Essay 1. Okay, what we've got here, and I'm going to try to do this every single time we have an essay. Again, we got 4 essays over the course of the semester. I'm going to have an explainer video that actually walks you through sort of the essay, the prompt, the context around it, why we're doing this, what the sort of overarching goal is, then what I want you to accomplish in this essay. Please pay attention to those explainer videos, because that's going to be the thing that helps you out the most. The written assignment right here, so you can see sort of the details of it. The Essay 1 possible topics, you will see in the essay assignment that there is actually a list of possible topics. I give you that here. Please feel free to choose one of those. If you want to choose your own altogether, there's like at least 20 possible topics here. You can feel free to choose one. If none of those interest you, you can find your own, but I want you to watch that video and reach out to me. I'd be glad to help you on this. Okay. And then finally, in this section as well, take a look over the essay rubric so you know how I'm going to be grading this. There's no rough draft and final draft for essay number 1. So one of the things I want you to really focus on is trying to hit the points on that rubric. We're going to use that rubric all semester long. All right. Plagiarism. Okay. Again, a few links here. Did I plagiarize? Ethical use in citing sources. Again, very short chapter from our e-text. When to cite, little presentation I put together trying to highlight when you need to cite something and how to cite it. A plagiarism quiz I want you to take. Now, I'm going to point something out here. When you take this plagiarism quiz, it's actually going to grade you. Okay, it's going to give you a grade out of 100 based upon how you answered. I want you to just go through these 3 things and do your best with the quiz. If you don't get 100, not a big deal. I'm going to go back and give everyone a 100 on it for having taken it. Okay. What I do want to see, however, is where we might have some misunderstandings. And next week, I'm actually going to put a quick video together saying, hey, here's what we missed last week on the plagiarism quiz. And sort of give me an opportunity to see where I need to give you guys a little bit more instruction. So everybody will get 100 on this if they do it, but I do just want you to take it honestly and try to answer those questions as best as you can. Okay. If you have any optional questions about citation plagiarism, I'm actually going to ask you to put those in our Google chat. So this week, we are also going to get access to a Google chat. Look for an email about that. I'm going to take this post down. I find that students don't use discussion topics very much unless they absolutely have to. I think the Google chat will be a better place for it. Finally, writing annotations. Lots of students will tell me that they know how to write annotations. They learned in high school, and you guys did. It's about taking notes in your piece. However, I'm actually going to push that now, and it's really about writing a paragraph or 2 paragraphs based upon those notes. So I can always tell which students have watched my How to Write an Annotation video based upon who tries to turn their notes in to me versus who actually submits a written assignment. What we've got here, a video on how to write an annotation, the sample annotation I use in that video, and then I want you to write an annotation of the scholarly study that you're choosing for Essay 1, okay? As you watch the Essay 1 explainer video, you're going to see, of course, that there are 2 pieces of writing you're going to be looking at, a popular article and a scholarly study that popular article is based upon. What I want here in terms of an annotation should be an annotation of your scholarly study. Okay, that's the last assignment for this week. Again, you'll see some of these are due on Monday, some are due on Thursday. I try to organize the folders by date. Okay, so you can see the first 2, popular scholarly sources and popular and scholarly research discussion, are research discussion round 1 here. Those are due by the 28th, and then the other 3 are due by the 31st. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to help.